Hi guys, thank you for coming back to me again. Can't even get my words out at the beginning of this video, and this is about the 100th video I've done, so I'm just going to keep going and hopefully I'll get to the end of this one. It's not really easy for me to just come on and do a video and just blurt it all out there because I make that many mistakes and go and pull all these funny faces, which I've just done now, but I'm going to carry on anyway. So the reason I'm doing this video tonight is because I'm in quite a few groups on Facebook, which are absolutely amazing. So if you pick any of them up, then please give them a try, have a little bit of a chat with people, just spread how you're feeling, and you'll be surprised at how many people are actually feeling the same way as what you are right now. Although I'm not saying I don't like we're not alone, but when you are in that situation, you are alone. But it just lets you know that somebody else actually feels like this, somebody else can sympathise and empathise with you and go, do you know what, yeah, I absolutely get why you're down on your arse, or I absolutely get why you're way up here. Because not everybody that doesn't suffer and is suffering, not everybody that does suffer understands what the manias and what the lows are really like. So these groups are amazing, but what I have found is people that are newly diagnosed or people that have had an additional diagnosis, and it's not that they don't understand it, but they don't like it. And why don't you like it? Why don't we like the diagnosis? So when I first went and I got my diagnosis, I remember him saying to me that I've got borderline personality disorder with traits of bipolar 2. Now, I'd read a little bit about bipolar 2, so I was expecting that, but borderline personality disorder, I'd never read anything about anything like that. So I came home and I read and I read and I read and I read, and I didn't like it. I didn't like what I was reading. I didn't like that was me. I didn't like that I'd now got this label sitting over my head saying you are bipolar and you are borderline personality disorder. Why are you going to accept a diagnosis like that? Why not? Because yesterday, the day before we were diagnosed, we were having all these symptoms, the psychotic symptoms, the depression, the anxiety, the ups, the downs, the bits in between. We were living with them. We were out of control with them, and we didn't know why we were having them. So when we get the diagnosis is not a negative. The diagnosis is actually a positive. Because you know what, there's a reason that I'm like this, there's a reason that I feel like this, there's a reason that I get angry about this, there's a reason that I look at myself in the mirror and absolutely hate myself, there's a reason for all of this. And you know what, someone can at some point help me. And like I said in my last video, help is not always available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and we all know that, whatever happens, there's just, whether it's mental health or whether it's any other health, they're not there 24 hours a day. It's just impossible. But what we can do is we can help ourselves, like I said yesterday. So don't look at your diagnosis as, oh my goodness, I've been labelled with mental health, because this is where the stigma comes in. It's just a stigma. You've got mental health illnesses, well, I'm going to stay away from you. Well, then stay away from me, because I'm nothing more of a danger to you today because I have a diagnosis than what I was to you yesterday when I didn't have a diagnosis. The only thing different is I actually know what the hell is going on up here. Yesterday, I didn't have a clue what was going on because I didn't know why I heard voices, why I see things, why all this stuff goes off in my head. I sit there and I'm thinking, this can't be anxiety. Not everybody could have anxiety to this extreme. No, because it's not anxiety. It's a diagnosis. It's a mental health illness. And there's nothing wrong with having a mental health illness, just like there's nothing wrong with breaking your leg, because you can fix it. We can't fix our brains the same as what they ever were. You can't fix a leg to how it ever was. It's never going to be the same leg. But what you do is you learn to walk on it, and you learn to walk a little bit better. So my message to you today is, if you've been newly diagnosed or if you're diagnosed and you're struggling with it, embrace it. Embrace what you are and who you are, because there is a reason that you're like that. There's a reason behind all of this. Without the diagnosis, why are you like this? Why are you talking to yourself in a room? Why are you talking to the walls? Why are you having conversations with yourself? Why are you hallucinating? Are you taking any medication? Are you on drugs? Are you drinking? When the answer to these are all no, what else can it be? So how bad is it to get the diagnosis? To get the diagnosis that we need? And like I said in yesterday's video, nothing is going to be fixed overnight. But at least having a diagnosis, you can read about it. You can join groups. You can talk to people. You can talk to me. You can talk to anybody. Talk to anybody about how you're feeling. And hopefully, if things go well for you, people around you will understand it and they will want to learn so that they can help you, so they recognise the signs of, especially the depression, because sometimes it's hard to recognise the depression on ourselves. Steve will always tell me when I'm slipping down into depression, although I'm kind of at the place where I do understand my depression now and when it's starting and how it's starting. It's not always the case. So just having that support around you. But once you've got the diagnosis, don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of it, because that's the first baby step that you're going to take. And we're not going to climb a massive ladder, because we're never going to get to the top. But what we are going to do is we're going to take little steps. And you know, one day, if we do get to the top, then that's absolutely amazing. But I'm just happy taking one day at a time, one step at a time, because I'm achieving it. And sometimes, yeah, the step breaks and I fall back down, but I get back up because I'm embracing my mental health illness. I have borderline personality disorder. I have bipolar 2. And there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. The same as if you've got a broken leg, there's nothing wrong with that either, because we're fixable. It doesn't change who we are. And I think that's what my main message today is. It doesn't change who we are. It doesn't define who you are. It gives you a reason for being and feeling that way. And we can get better. We can get better.